are going to have to try to keep things as tight as possible, particularly in the first 20 minutes of this game.
Well, it is 32 years since Everton were last in the final of this competition, and that was against Liverpool. Liverpool lie in wait again for the winners of this on the 28th of February. Sure, there'll be plenty more fireworks during the game. Well, when Everton were in the final back in 1984, it was dubbed the friendly final. The match at Wembley actually finished goalless. And Graham Souness's winning goal in the replay for Liverpool was scored at Manchester City's then ground, Main Road. These days, as we found last night, replays not in vogue in this competition, and this one, like last night's, will have to be settled on penalties if necessary. But City do have an away goal that could come into play at the end of extra time. At the moment, the pre-match fireworks being moved to a safe distance, and Everton get the game underway against a City team who conceded in the first minute of their last match at the weekend against West Ham. And Everton may well come here feeling that with the scoring potential City have in their team, they are going to have to make an impression in the final third.
I do think Everton, for them, it's about getting the balance right. They've got a lead, it's a slender lead. They've got to protect it. By the same token, what wouldn't they give to get on the score sheet first here this evening? It would half make their task a whole lot easier.
Well, David Silva has been looking a little jaded since his return from injury. He was actually substituted at Upton Park, but he is one of those big game players who would be expected to flourish on an occasion like this. Here's Pablo Zabaleta, who's had such a frustrating campaign because of injury, an injury picked up in this competition in the fourth round. Now Fernandinho, and already he slotted it behind Funes Mori. Aguero would have been thinking about picking out Raheem Sterling, who's in the middle.
Well, that'd be very concerning because he didn't actually have to do very much to get in behind that Everton defence. It's a straight run, good ball in, and Everton cannot afford to allow that to happen too often.
9,000 Everton fans here. They've been making their feelings towards the former Liverpool man Sterling known as he takes the corner. And it was glanced away by Osman as far as Sergio Aguero. He was under the watchful eye of Leighton Baines, who stuck doggedly with him before taking him down.
It's okay sticking doggedly to somebody, but you know, in modern day football, if you give the opposition players an opportunity to go to ground, they will take it, and that's a little bit of ill discipline for me from Leighton Baines. And Manchester City already getting a bit of momentum, getting themselves on the front foot here. Everton not helping themselves.
Well, the free kick went short. Baines is now back in his position on the left side of defence, a defence that's held firm there to bring about an offside flag raised by Darren Cann. The referee tonight is Martin Atkinson, who actually refereed City's last two Wembley finals wins, the 2011 FA Cup success and their victory in this competition 2 years ago. Here's David Silva, and now Fabian Delph. This is Sterling skipping away from Gareth Barry, but Barkley coming back to nick it away from him. Lukaku letting that one run, and Gerard Deulofeu taking on Demichelis, and he's got the better of him. Can he pull it across here? Well, he had three options and he held on to it a fraction too long.
Oh, what a chance, what a chance. That isn't a half a chance for Everton. This is a goal-scoring opportunity. If only it makes the right decision. This first part, it's absolutely brilliant. Outstrips the Manchester City defence, then he's got to square it, pull it back. It just takes a fraction too long for me, and the opportunity gets closed out.
Delafeu was the man who, with Lukaku's help, made a big difference in the quarter-final. And he already has Demichelis worried here with that early run. It's Delafeu's corner, flick back off Clichy's head, and Caballero did enough to keep the danger at bay for now. Eddie Caballero, who in all likelihood will also be in goal for the weekend FA Cup tie. He's the go-to man in the domestic cup competitions for Manuel Pellegrini, who trusts a man he's worked with before. Here's Leon Osman. Now Leighton Baines. Flag was up for offside.
Well, first opportunity for Everton, wasn't it? It came from a counter-attack, just like the boys in the studio were saying. Everton will play on the counter-attack. They did it brilliantly. Just wonder whether or not the movement in the middle could have been a fraction better. Having said that, he did seem to dwell. Perhaps didn't get his head up quickly enough.
Flag up against Raheem Sterling. Was it me? He asked the referee. The answer is yes.
They were disappointed, weren't they, at the weekend against Swansea. Everton, questions being asked. Many of the players, of the manager as well in this situation. I was at Leicester at the weekend and I saw Stoke probably turn in one of their worst performances of the season. I had that big game last night. I just wonder whether or not Everton had half an eye on this tie in South Wales at the weekend.
Well, there is a fragile bond between Everton and their home supporters, so you do wonder if they will benefit in this tie from the fact that the second leg is away, even though they did establish that advantage at home. But there are certain players who do seem cowed by playing in front of their own supporters at the moment.
It's totally different when you're at home and when you're away from home. Onus is on you very much, and teams will come to frustrate you, and Everton have found it difficult at times. In fact, their last 3 defeats have all come at Goodison Park, so perhaps having the second leg away here absolutely perfect for Roberto Martinez, although he will know Manchester City have got the best home record in the Premier League.
Everton have lost only once on the road this season. That was at Arsenal when they were down to 10 men after Gareth Barry's dismissal. Other than that, they're unbeaten on their travels. An excellent record for Martinez's team, one that, if they continue here, would see them through to the final against Liverpool, but a long way to go. Here's David Silva. From Sterling, came back awkwardly off Fernandinho, but Otamendi leaves it to Touré. And this is Pablo Zabaleta. Aguero on the turn. Sterling with the touch.
It's brilliant, but that is where I would love to see Romelu Lukaku run in behind Otamendi. It would be an easier ball for Gareth Barry, but even if he overhit it, it would get the Manchester City defence turned. He'd probably end up back at Willy Caballero.
Sterling on the run, just too much on it from Yaya Touré.
That's the difference at the moment. Manchester City with Aguero, with Sterling, they are looking to get in behind Everton, but Lukaku, for me, as well as showing to feet, the boys in the studio were saying again, need to mix it up. Look long sometimes. You'd fancy him in a foot race, wouldn't you, with the 2 central defenders.
Here's Barkley. Fernandinho coming back to try and put him off his stride, and now Otamendi takes charge. Fernandinho back for more. Barkley, a player who has been linked with a move here, as has his colleague John Stones. Does seem to be one of the most coveted assets, with surely nothing to happen in this transfer window, more likely to be in the summer.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Having turned down all the overtures, big overtures as well in the summer. They would hold on to those kind of players in the January window.
Zabaleta winning the header ahead of Leon Osman. The longest serving Everton member out there tonight, looking for this Wembley place. His long association with the club includes an FA Youth Cup success. It's 13 years since Osman made his debut. Back from Aguero. Toure resisting the challenge of Barkley. Ball in by Delph, cleared by Funes Mori, who scored in the first leg between these teams. David Silva trying to slot one through to Zabaleta in a familiar move that's worked so well for City in the time that the Argentine has been with them.
Oh, you'd have to say it's arguably one of the Premier League's best attacking fullbacks in the last 5 seasons, isn't he? Zabaleta.
It's David Silva with the corner. Header away from goal by Fernandinho, but Aguero here keeps it alive. Again, it's Baines in pursuit of him. This is Toure. Now Pablo Zabaleta. This is Silva. Deflected out towards Sergio Aguero. He's got 2 in the middle. Sterling is now just pulled out. Raheem Sterling met by a solid enough challenge. Osman was the man back there defending. Here's Silva.
It's a good decision, really, to put the foot through it. Experience from Phil Jagielka, because the pressure is building and Everton need to find relief.
Zabaleta. Funes Mori holding off Raheem Sterling. Decision given against him, one that he questions.
That's really good defending. Funes Mori here spots the run, tracks it, strong with Sterling, and then Sterling just again player leaning into the back of the opposition, giving him the chance to go to ground.
Funes Mori was part of the Everton defence that did hold out here just a fortnight ago. This, of course, the 3rd meeting between these two clubs in 22 days. With the first leg having been followed by that goalless Premier League game here, in which Tim Howard was on top form to deny Sergio Aguero, in which Raheem Sterling should have had a penalty for a late challenge by John Stones.
Yeah, I think Everton could point to a few good performances recently in the last few weeks, haven't they? They've played Manchester City twice, they've played Chelsea, played Spurs, and haven't lost. That should give them confidence here.
Here's Delph. Trying to plant one straight down the middle.
And again, it's a basic piece of defending, but Phil Jagielka there knows that Aguero is offside and holds his line.
This the first trophy that Manuel Pellegrini won, having come to England, and it set them up nicely for their title success that year. Toure, here's Fernandinho, Toure, Silva. City building with purpose and with confidence here. This is Raheem Sterling, Silva. Back in from Delph to David Silva. They're moving it around really well here, Manchester City. Silva, and deflected back in the end, but that was a really promising City move.
Sharp, neat, one-touch football. Beautiful to watch, isn't it, at times? But you need an end product with it. That's what it's all about.
Well, Lukaku hasn't really been able to get into the game for Everton so far, who at the moment are having to absorb what they can.
I would have thought they would have expected Manchester City to start fast.
Here's Silva. Fernandinho to Toure. Now Raheem Sterling. This is David Silva. Out to Clichy. Here's Fernandinho. Sterling. Now Delph. And they've got a deflection behind off John Stones for another City corner.
Lots of promising moments for Manchester City, but so far it's been some decent defensive work from Everton. It's a long night and there's a lot of concentrating to be done.
Nicolas Otamendi scored his one City goal from a header from a corner against Norwich here, but this one goes short from Sterling. Back to Sterling from David Silva, and Funes Mori first to plant his head on that. Here's Clichy. Zabaleta. Now Fernandinho. Silva. An instinctive understanding with Aguero, whom he picked out.
That's good defending, forcing him back, not allowing him to turn.
Delph. Silva. Sterling. Otamendi on the charge. Ambitious from there and dealt with for now by Funes Mori, although he didn't make the second header. It's cleared by Stones. Now Gerard Deulofeu. This is Osman. Deulofeu releasing it through the middle to Romelu Lukaku, and having soaked up what they have, can Everton now make an impression? Too far in front of Romelu Lukaku.
It's the right ball, it's the right run from the big man. Again, another counter-attack, probably only the second time. They've looked threatening, they get the ball out to Deulofeu, and look at this. Lukaku recognises where the space is, gets across Nicolas Otamendi, but just a fraction too much pace on the ball, but that's better.
Lukaku hasn't scored since his first leg winner against Manchester City. Injured himself in the process of scoring that goal. He has managed 4 in 5 matches in this competition this season. And here he goes again, Lukaku. This is Ross Barkley. Well, we almost got around Demichelis, in fact did, but behind him Otamendi was there to cope. Now Zabaleta. This is Silva. Now Demichelis. Zabaleta. Slipped through by Silva, and Funes Mori was tight to Aguero, who was fully expecting to be awarded a free kick there, but he's disappointed. This is Barkley, away from Otamendi. He's got 2 runners to his left and 1 to his right. Barkley wants to go alone, and why not? When you can drive at the heart of the Manchester City defence like that. And Everton have really sent shivers down Manchester City's spines now. They're 3-1 ahead on aggregate.
Well, that really has set the cat amongst the pigeons. Manchester City feel that Aguero was fouled right at the start of this ball in. Funes Mori, strong defending, referee waves play on, and from there, it's absolutely brilliant. Takes up a really intelligent position, but then look at that. Rides the first challenge, space opens up, and he drives, and he doesn't get closed down. You have to get closer to a player like Ross Barkley that you know has got a punch in his boot. And he picks a perfect spot. Michaelis cannot get to him. And Caballero is left helpless. What a big, big goal and a big moment that could be for that man there.
Well, Ross Barkley giving a graphic demonstration at the Etihad of just exactly what he can do, and cancels out any advantage that Manchester City had through the Jesus Navas goal in the first leg, because Everton now have their away goal.
Well, the one thing for Manchester City to focus on is that there is a long, long time left in this game. The quicker they can hit back, the better.
Here's Sterling. Now Zabaleta. Cleared by Leighton Baines. Battle-hardened members of this Manchester City lineup will know exactly what it takes in terms of a test of character to come back from a setback like that. You had to do it twice at the weekend to earn a point. Here's Raheem Sterling.
There we go. I mean, that is, I think, the first work, really, Joel Robles has had to do, and it's very, very comfortable. Sterling cuts in. Easy save for the goalkeeper.
Well, Manchester City's soft centre without Vincent Kompany exposed again here by Ross Barkley, and Everton in a strong position now. Do Manchester City have the wherewithal to change that?
You have to take your cap off to Ross Barkley, but again, Manuel Pellegrini will be scratching his head at some of the defending there. Turned inside his marker way too easy, and then there was no cover. Where was the cover? No closing down. Paid the price.
Here's Zabaleta. Well, it's the Everton fans making all the noise now. Cleared by Phil Jagielka. Lukaku up there to try and worry Demichelis and Otamendi again.
That's the kind of ball I think they should play more often. And it's just a ball into a channel, but when you know that you've got a striker that has got the legs and the two central defenders, it's a good out ball. It really is, and it's got the team up the pitch and away from the danger.
Here's Baines. Now Osman. Gareth Barry. Here's Barkley, the Everton goal scorer. Lukaku closed down by Delph. Flicked on by Osman. That's Fernandinho away. Here's Baines. Zabaleta. Sterling. Aim for Sergio Aguero. Jagielka wary of the bounce and helped out by his goalkeeper.
Yeah, brilliant and a good decision. Recognised the goalkeeper, didn't he, that Jagielka was in a little bit of trouble there. Aguero breathing down his neck.
There's Jagielka again.
It's all gone to plan for Everton, hasn't it? First thing was not to concede a goal in the opening 20 minutes. They knew they'd have to soak up a bit of pressure, but they'd have to demonstrate a threat on the counter-attack, which they did a couple of times before the goal, and then to get the goal, wonderful bonus for them.
Here's Funes Mori. Stones. Here's Deulofeu. Now Sterling. Zabaleta. Lay off to Toure. He was rising.
That's a nice idea. It's about the only way that he could find a way to goal. Lovely layoff there from Silva, and then he manipulates it and knows he's going for that near top corner. But this is what they're moaning about. It's a heavy challenge from Funes Mori. There are referees out there that may well have given a free kick, but the rest is brilliant from Ross Barkley, and poor defensively from Manchester City.
Whether it was a foul or not, it still had to be carried a long way.
Absolutely, you can't hide behind that.
That's a good touch from Silva to set Sergio Aguero away, and Sterling's in the middle. Aguero, they're going for goal himself, and the follow-up from Fernandinho's deflected in, and Manchester City do strike back. Fernandinho draws them level on the night and gets them back within reach.
Well, game on again. Game on again, courtesy of a big deflection. Left Robles helpless in the goal. And again, it's simple, isn't it? It's helped on. He's on the last man, Aguero. Gets in. Everton actually do this bit pretty well. They get blocks in. When that comes in, well, Sterling is in an offside position. It's interesting, isn't it? As the ball strikes, I think it's Funes Mori. Oh, it's Baines. There's no danger that that would be given offside. Not interfering, not in the line of sight. Manchester City back in it.
Well, set up nicely from the way it's started in this opening 25 minutes, and City showing the required character. Joel Robles a little unfortunate with the deflection from Leighton Baines that carried it past him.
This is where Everton, they've got to retain the composure. They were doing everything right. A little bit of misfortune has gone against them there. Got to stay positive.
And here's Baines trying to do just that. Dealt with though by Zabaleta and Sterling. And here goes Zabaleta again. Looks to bend one around Jagielka, looking to pick out Sergio Aguero. Jagielka just got to it in the nick of time. And Robles stronger against Aguero.
I wonder whether or not the goalkeeper could have taken more charge with Jagielka there.
Here's Funes Mori. Now cleverly. Stones. Deulofeu. Up towards Lukaku. Demichelis didn't really deal with it too well. Otamendi does. Here's Deulofeu. Trying to slip away from Nicolas Otamendi. Cleverly. Deulofeu gets it across. Lukaku trying to help it back. Cleared to Silva. Now Clichy. Toure. Worked well in a tight space until Aguero gave the ball away to Barry. Here's Osman. Now Funes Mori. There's Baines. Osman. Here's Deulofeu. Here's Jagielka. Barkley. And Stones leading the charge for Everton. Messing around from Otamendi, that was certainly a no-nonsense challenge. Baines swings it in, comes back out to Leon Osman, who met his match there in Zabaleta.
Once again, Everton player was allowed to travel without a Manchester City defender going to engage until very late on in the day.
And Barkley again. Toure this time holds him off, looks for and gets the free kick.
Well, there's the man who took the strike. There's a question about Raheem Sterling being in an offside position, but for the offside flag to go up, he has to be in the line of sight of the goalkeeper, or I don't think he is there. It's quite ironic, isn't it, given Funes Mori's goal at Goodison Park last week, when Lukaku was very similarly standing in an offside position but not interfering in the line of sight.
Yes, Manuel Pellegrini still believes that that was an offside.
Does he believe in karma?
Here's Lukaku. Now Cleverly. Barry. Jagielka. Otamendi. Funes Mori with the header. Flag was up there for offside.
Gareth Barry making the point to Martin Atkinson that the ball went to Tom Cleverley. They could have played on. This is what you would have expected this evening, Manchester City to be on the front foot in search of that goal. And they have been. But Everton have shown that they are dangerous on the counter-attack and that they have got players in those forward areas that can hurt this fragile Manchester City defence.
No such thing as pipe and slippers for a retired football man, is there? Sir Alex Ferguson coming out to see what's happening with the noisy neighbours. I'm sure he'll have a keen eye on Chelsea against Manchester United, live on Super Sunday, 3:30, Sky Sports 1, Sunday, February the 7th, for that game, that huge game. Here's Funes Mori, Barkley taking over, now Gareth Barry. Stones. Deulofeu. Marcellis bringing it clear for Manchester City. Free kick conceded by the former City man, Gareth Barry.
There's no doubt about it, we are delicately poised, aren't we? In this game, as we thought from the kick-off, could really go either way. Disappointing thing for Roberto Martinez is they only held on to that lead for 6 minutes. It's like at the start of the game, you want to get through the first 20, and then when you get your noses in front, can you get through another 10, 15, 20? They weren't able to, and they're on the back foot again.
Here's Sterling. Silva. Cut out by Barry, that's cleverly. And Delafeu finding the gap to pick out Barkley, who's got Lukaku making the move, and he can't pick him out.
He was unlucky. You would have fancied him to make a better effort had that been on his right foot. But again, danger on the counter-attack.
Here's Silva. Toure. Zabaleta. Now Silva. Claiming that it was played against Leighton Baines. Put out by Otamendi. Barry. This is Baines. Zabaleta. Now Aguero. This is Funes Mori. One by Cleverly. This is Demichelis. Slipped as he gave that away to Barry. Looking for the early release there to Lukaku, and Otamendi recovers. Here's Fernandinho. Delph. Zabaleta. Barry. Osman. They're giving Osman some work to do.
Just hasn't got the legs, has he? Leon Osman to make more of that. Doesn't give up. Genuine effort and does actually get the ball. Been around long enough to have played in Everton's last semi-final back in 2008 when they lost out to Chelsea at this stage. Here's Zabaleta. Silva. Fernandinho. For Delph, but Delafeu was in the way. This is John Stones. Demichelis across. Delph. Silva. Aguero. And Aguero rattles the post. Silva's on the follow-up, and Robles does well to tip that one behind, but Aguero so unlucky. Oh, Gareth Barry is a relieved man. Robles does brilliant for him. But this is outstanding, isn't it? It's a thunderbolt from Aguero. But there, Gareth Barry, what a gamble, taking a touch. Goalkeeper bailed him out.
There's Toure. Aguero allowed to turn full circle, but Otamendi doesn't make the most of it. Zabaleta does well to recycle it, but then Otamendi was standing in an offside position.
Oh, fine lines, isn't it? Fine lines, inch or two to the left, and this goes in off the post. It's a wonderful strike, it beats the goalkeeper, all ends up, and then Gareth Barry takes a real risk. Silva pokes it goalwards, Joel Robles bails him out, but that is a warning sign for Everton. Again, you just can't give somebody like him space to shoot like that.
15 goals already in an injury-punctuated season for Sergio Aguero. He's managed 6 in his last 6 appearances.
He's the best in the business for me. He really is, and you can see there 9 attempts, 1 from 1.
Scored by Ross Barkley. Kept in by Sterling, but Funes Mori emerges with it. Here's Jagielka. Clichy got in front of his man, Gerard Deulofeu. Slipped through by Delph, who goes down from Cleverley's challenge, cleverly feeling that he made rather more of it than there was.
Well, it may be a foul, but it's a swan dive, isn't it? Arms go, everything goes. I have to say, Tom Cleverley doesn't get the ball. It's Delph. It is a foul. Look at that. Slightly exaggerated.
Cleverley and Delph, who played together at Wembley at the back end of last season. They were part of the Aston Villa team beaten in the FA Cup final. Even without Alex Kolarov, City with plenty of skilled volunteers to step forward for the free kick.
It's Yaya Touré's range, isn't it? Really. It's not just a few yards outside the box where you've got to get the ball up quickly and down the other side of the wall quickly. We've seen him do it countless times, haven't we?
It's David Silva, and it deflects behind for a corner.
I'm not saying he's not capable of doing that, David Silva, but I put more money on Yaya Touré, personally.
Touré was the one who I had been expecting to step forward, but City do have this corner out of it, and David Silva to take. And goes low to Sterling, and it's cleared away as far as Gerard Deulofeu, and Everton looking to spring a break here with Jagielka immediately picking out Lukaku, who's got Barkley and Deulofeu up ahead to his left, and Jagielka's carried on his run too. Cleared though by Clichy. Osman, Lukaku.
That was another great situation they didn't quite make the most of, Everton.
Barkley. Now Gerard Deulofeu. Looking for Lukaku, but Michelis did enough, and it's cleared by Pablo Zabaleta and back by Phil Jagielka. Blood pressure of 1 or 2 City fans has been rising amidst the frustration here, and I do apologise if you've picked up 1 or 2 bits of colourful language from 1 or 2 of the fans behind us who've been somewhat frustrated, to say the least. Free kick conceded by Fabian Delph.
Again, he finds that pocket of space, gets himself turned, and when he gets turned, it can cause you problems. It's a clear foul. And it's a free kick in an area where we know Manchester City have got an embarrassment of riches. Set pieces, but Everton have got a duel in Leighton Baines.
Caballero with reasons to be fearful if Leighton Baines does step up. Gerard Deulofeu and Ross Barkley are the alternatives.
Deulofeu seems more than interested, doesn't he? He's spotting the ball there. Is it a bit of kidology? All will be revealed.
Deulofeu is off target.
I thought we'd have 2 free kicks at either end, and either Yaya Touré or Leighton Baines took one of them.
Well, it's getting close to half-time. What does Manuel Pellegrini say to his team. They have had the majority of the attempts. They may be a little unlucky not to be in front after that Aguero effort that hit the post. And yet still there is a fragile air of nervousness about, particularly about their defending. Lukaku, and that one is cleared none too comfortably by Clichy.
He's having a go at Delafeu there, Lukaku. Wanted him to go into the box, into a goal-scoring position.
Baines, Osman. This is Barry.
I've just got to manage this last 3 or 4 minutes now. Everton, I'm sure if you'd have offered them a 1-1 scoreline at half-time before a ball was kicked, they would have been too displeased with that.
Fernandinho, Zabaleta. Funes Mori. Lukaku with the layoff. This is Barkley, Barry. Everton finishing the half the stronger. And this is Ross Barkley. He's got to try and get away from Sterling and from Toure, and that proved insurmountable. Barry steps in, but in the end it's Funes Mori who wins it back for Everton. Barry, Delafeu, won by the challenge from Delph. This is Toure. Now Silva. Clichy's made the run on the outside, but he's tried to drag it through for Sergio Aguero. He was right on the shoulder of that last defender again.
He's just such an intelligent mover. Sergio Aguero makes the run first, it doesn't come, and then kind of stops and goes in behind again. Nearly gets on the end of it.
Stones. Barry. Well, that's a slip from Stones, giving it away to David Silva, and they're unable to make the most of it, and Stones, who's a relief man, is then able to measure his pass to Leighton Baines.
He's been in the headlines recently, hasn't he, John Stones, for 1 or 2 little gambles that he takes, 1 or 2 misplaced passes.
His away with that pass led to the penalty at the weekend for Swansea.
That's what we talk about. All the talent in the world, but when you just lapse a little bit of concentration, dangerous thing when you're a ball-playing defender.
He's still only 21. Here's Jagielka. Baines. Now Osman. Away by Zabaleta. Sterling. Jagielka managing the danger of Sergio Aguero.
He's the one, isn't he, Raheem Sterling? He's just been on the periphery of this opening 45 minutes. Aguero's been heavily involved. Silva.
The fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 1 minute of time added on.
Extra minute in the
first half. A minimum
of
1 minute.
Here's Barkley. Osman. Baines. Barrett. Lukaku trying to escape from Zabaleta. Takes Otamendi to sort it out, which does give Everton a final opportunity from a corner to strike before half-time.
Yeah, they need to be in a bit more of a hurry than they are.
Lukaku's made plans with Osman. It's going to be Leighton Baines to take this corner. And it's Lukaku with the header down, but the referee had already blown.
He's penalised him. A bit of a push to Mendy. Both got each other, haven't they, really? Is Lukaku just that little bit stronger? I think so. To be honest with you, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
Well, Everton, as things stand, still Wembley bound. They were all the more so after Ross Barkley opened the scoring by exposing Manchester City's weaknesses at the back again, but Fernandinho's deflected effort off Leighton Baines has restored Manchester City hope, and Sergio Aguero has hit the post too. But at half-time, it's Manchester City 1, Everton 1, and Everton still with that slender advantage on aggregate. To confirm that, and Jesus Navas, the only ties that he hasn't started actually in this League Cup run have been the 2 against Everton, but he did come on to score in the first leg, and he could have won a penalty as well for the challenge by Kevin Mirallas, so Manuel Pellegrini will be hoping that again he can help to make a significant difference with this tie poised as delicately as it is. City fighting on 4 fronts, 3 domestic competitions and still in the Champions League with the knockout phase of that competition to come, and having come this far, they will not want to let this one go easily.
This is a season-defining 6-game run they're in. Not only are they playing here in the semi-final, they've got the FA Cup, they've got the Champions League, and they've got 2 of their main rivals for the Premier League title in Leicester and Spurs to come in the next few games. So it's a big, big 6-game run for Manchester City.
They made this change by removing one of their defensive midfielders. Fernandinho will occupy that role, and Yaya Toure will possibly occupy a half role between the 2.
Yeah, it looks somewhere in between. I just think it's great in an attacking sense, but I think it perhaps leaves Manchester City even more vulnerable to the counter-attacking style of Everton. Fabian Delph obviously more defensive-minded.
Here's Navas. Now Zabaleta. This is David Silva. Navas really seen plenty of the ball after his arrival. That one's dealt with by Gareth Barry for now, but here's Zabaleta again. No gap offered to Navas by Osman and Baines. So again he'll try his luck. And he doesn't find a way through instantly.
It's good discipline by Everton. None of those defenders diving in and allowed him past them. It's important when you're up against somebody like him to stay on your feet.
Navas. Cleared by Mangioka. It's Clichy. Not the most assured from David Silva, and he's ended up giving a very dangerous ball away. Barkley looking to set up Gerard Deulofeu. Denied by Caballero.
Well, the big criticism of Gerard Deulofeu here is that he totally telegraphed what he was going to do. That's really slack from David Silva. Barkley again drives and drives, plays the pass at just the right time. Deulofeu's in, he opens his body up and really telegraphs to Caballero exactly what he's going to try and do. Opportunity missed.
Across Manchester City's bows already. And there's Clichy with the throw-in for City.
I wonder how big a moment that could prove to be in this tie, don't you?
Forward by Osman. Jurgen Klopp has yet to take charge in a Merseyside derby, the first league meeting against Everton that he was due to take charge of is actually on the weekend of the Capital One Cup final, so that it could be His first Merseyside derby is at Wembley, though there is of course still a possibility that they might meet before then in the FA Cup. Here's Phil Jagielka. Now John Stones. Couldn't keep it in. Toure. Well, Clichy put under pressure. I can only apologise again for some of the colourful language you might be hearing from some of the supporters around and about us. I did send Don to have an admonishing word at half-time, but it obviously didn't have any effect.
Sorry about that.
Here's Raheem Sterling. Now Yaya Toure. And here's David Silva. Zabaleta lets it run. This is Navas. In towards Aguero! And did it hit his standing foot?
Well, there's one thing you wouldn't have put money on, isn't it? That he would miss his kick. And they work it well. He just holds his run there, pulls out. Navas, to his credit, finds him. Yeah, totally misses his kick. Very, very unlike him. And he can't believe it.
Well, normally so lethal Sergio Aguero. He had that effort, come back off the post in the first half. He's a former colleague of Joel Robles in the Everton goal. They were together at Atletico Madrid. Here's Navas. Toure getting on with the free kick. Too much on it though for Sergio Aguero to make anything of.
Again, it's poor execution, but the movement and the awareness of Sergio Aguero is outstanding. Bigger moment, keep saying, could this be? Barkley slots him in. He just opens his body up and he doesn't get it anywhere near the corner. It's almost he probably had to start that on the post or outside the post even. To have a chance of finding the back of the net.
Osman just given a verbal warning by Martin Atkinson. Here's Otamendi. Well, the ball was rolling for the taking of the original free kick, so retaken by Otamendi. And here's Silva. Toure. Fernandinho. Sterling. End product from Raheem Sterling.
At least it's positive, and you would expect from that more central position that perhaps see a little bit more of the ball in this second half.
Pellegrini is a bit worried about the time being taken by Joel Robles. Martin Atkinson just letting him know that he's noticed. Well, he's asking for a card, which we never especially like to see on the pitch or off it. And Deulofeu and Demichelis did get back on his feet in time to take it away from Deulofeu, who's claiming there that he got a blow to the face. That's Clichy. Funes Mori. Now Pablo Zabaleta. This is Navas. Aguero. Fernandinho. Sterling takes it and turns. Silva. Well, he and Aguero not quite on the same wavelength there as the layoff fell short. Zabaleta released by Navas, plays it in early, Silva's header off the post, and Toure can't follow it up, and Everton survive.
Wow. For the second time in this game, the woodwork has come to their rescue.
Here's Fernandinho, Toure. That may have looked laboured at times, Manchester City, but they are forging these openings.
It's Navas, he's injected tempo into their play. Every time he gets the ball, he's looking to get on the front foot and make something happen.
Now Fernandinho, Raheem Sterling. Barkley did enough and Barry gets it away. Here's Romelu Lukaku up against Otamendi. He's got Barkley making a break through the middle, but he needed to bide his time. Time that City weren't prepared to afford him.
David Silva's header, but it's again down that right-hand side. Navas looking to make something happen, links up with Zabaleta, pulls it back. Gielka gets beaten, doesn't he, by Silva. You won't fancy that happening too often. Desperately unlucky Manchester City player.
Here's Barkley, who's damaged City once already. Now Deulofeu looking to take on Clichy, and Fernandinho assisting.
That's outstanding work, and that's why that position of a holding midfielder has got ever more popular in football for moments like that.
Fernandinho's long ball picks out Sergio Aguero. Aguero showing his strength. He seemed to just slip, and the shake of the head from Martin Atkinson confirms that impression. Here's Barkley. Now Lukaku. Very delicately poised, this one.
Manchester City are well on top for large spells, but Everton still a threat.
Cleared by Zabaleta. Now Silva. Raheem Sterling. Nicked away from him by Tom Cleverley. Lukaku couldn't react to that. He was well offside.
Again, just as I praise Fernandinho, brilliant work. Brilliant work from Tom Cleverley there.
The changes in the offing here with James McCarthy and Aruna Kone to come on. Demichelis. Aguero. Here's Sterling. It's Aguero looking to provide this time. Sterling misses his kick, but then does work hard to try and retrieve it. Demichelis running across the front of Lukaku. He's always facing a battle to get there anyway.
There's some brilliant defending from Leighton Baines at the far post there for Everton. You just feel they're rocking a fraction, the away team. The home crowd sense it.
Everton just over half an hour away from a Wembley date with Liverpool, but City asking the questions now, and it's cleared by John Stones. As far away as Navas, who has made a significant difference here for Manuel Pellegrini's team. This is Clichy. Toure. Aguero. Silva met by Osman. It's fallen here for Fernandinho. Held through by Aguero, and Sterling's cross, and it was just too far in front of Aguero. Navas. And it reaches Aguero, and Sterling's onto it. Raheem Sterling, good challenge by Cleverley.
And again, not for the first time. Last-ditch defending, good defending. Manchester City getting ever closer.
Tide just seems these last few minutes to have turned in Manchester City's favour. Navas has been a big part of that with the corner. Otamendi got in front of Yaya Toure.
Well, Aguero lays it out to Sterling, nearly gets on the end of it. And it's all very last-ditch defending, isn't it?
Number 19, Gerard Deulofeu.
It's excellent defending, but it's last-ditch. You don't want to have to do that too often.
Roll of the dice then from Roberto Martinez. Gerard Deulofeu is one of those players who is going to come off here and be replaced by Aruna Kone, and Leon Osman is the other man to make way as James McCarthy makes his first appearance of 2016. McCarthy, who's been struggling with a hip injury since the Stoke match in December.
Interesting changes, aren't they, from Roberto Martinez. Deulofeu has caused Manchester City one or two problems. It's getting harder and harder for him to get involved as Manchester City got on the front foot. And you do think that the introduction of James McCarthy is perhaps designed to just stabilise that situation a bit.
Here's Aruna Kone. Clichy standing up to him. Now Sterling becoming involved, just about stays in. He did well to wriggle into that sort of position. He thought, and certainly the Everton fans in that corner thought that he would have won a corner, but that's not given.
And the positive of that is that he's just spent a good 30 seconds right in Manchester City's corner. It's just helps Everton just take the sting out of it for a few moments at least.
Well, it does have to be careful planning with the substitutes, doesn't it, on a night that could go to an extra half hour, potentially to penalties as well. Here's Romelu Lukaku. Probably had just waited for the ball to come to him, and Fernandinho nipped in ahead.
Positive for Everton as well is that Lukaku is getting the better of the two central defenders time after time after time. If only Everton can just take advantage of that.
Here's Barkley. Funes Mori. Lukaku just easing Otamendi out of the way, but Zabaleta got to it. Fernandinho. Now Silva. Tries to play in Navas, but Baines at full stretch does enough. Here's McCarthy. Barkley finding Aruna Kone. Barry. Funes Mori. Barry. Baines cleverly. Barkley.
Oh, this is better from Everton. I know they're not going anywhere fast, but at least they're retaining possession.
Well, straight after the introduction of Navas, they did endure a worrying period before Roberto Martinez acted with the changes of his own, and things do just seem to have stabilised a little for them. Otamendi. Navas with the layoff to Toure. Zabaleta's made the forward run and gets it now. Funes Mori blocked him off.
He'd lost the ball, he'd overrun the ball, and then he went to ground easily. Good decision from the officials.
Here's Barkley. He had three runners to his right, but again, no messing around with the challenge from Otamendi.
Well, if Ross Barkley gets the other side there, Everton have got a great situation. Zabaleta still having a go. Felt he was fouled earlier on. This is what he's complaining about. Funes Mori. Look where the ball had gone. Well away from him. I think that's what makes the officials' minds up.
Manchester City about to act again with Kevin De Bruyne set to come on.
I don't like to see this, do you? Manchester City are clamouring for Martin Atkinson to issue yellow cards, but there have been several of their challenges that he could easily have issued cards for. It's Gareth Barry's got hold of his arm, won't let him go. Technically it is a yellow card decision, there's no question in that.
What you call man-to-man marking from Barry.
He's doing what he needs to do to try and see his team over the line here.
Silva, Zabaleta, Toure trying to work the scenic route to goal here. City. It's Silva's ball across towards Otamendi. Nice idea to find Sterling, but it was well read by Gareth Barry, who is the man who gets it clear.
I wonder if it is Raheem Sterling that's going to make way for De Bruyne.
Oh, this is interesting. Yaya Toure coming on.
For City, number 42, Yaya Toure.
So the captain's armband is
replaced by number 17, Kevin De Bruyne.
Coming on to replace him. Clichy had the armband, but has offered it instead to David Silva, who's willingly taken it on.
I think that means David Silva is now going to be tasked with just perhaps playing a fraction deeper than maybe he's used to. It's an embarrassment of riches out there, isn't it, for Manchester City, as there always is.
Certainly have expected Yaya Toure to have been one of Manchester City's penalty takers. The last goal that he scored for City against Everton was a penalty in a 1-0 win here last season. This is Navas. Offside flag up against the man who's just come on.
Must have been fairly tight. Once again, Navas will drive with pace, and the ball is played. It's just marginally, isn't it? It's a good decision.
Touch from Clichy. Here's Fernandinho. McCarthy. Aruna Kone. Now Stones. Clichy digging in against Kone.
Just done well, Aruna Kone. You know, can see why Roberto Martinez has brought him on, because he is the kind of player who can hold the ball up. He is strong, can keep defenders at bay. And that will be all part of the plan for Everton.
But he complained of cold legs because he was left on the bench until late in the league game here a fortnight ago. Runa Kone's going to get a bit longer than he did that night, and might even get an extra half an hour if City strike again. Although that wouldn't be on his wish list.
If Everton can just get the service right into Romelu Lukaku, I can see them scoring again, but by the same token, there are any number of reasons why I can see Manchester City scoring. So which way is it going to go? We will see.
There's Navas. Free kick is given.
This time it's Everton's turn to complain. They clearly felt that the challenge played the ball. See the frustration.
Here's De Bruyne. Now Navas. Zabaleta. De Bruyne. Relieving pressure, and Kone unable to hold on to it. Clichy allowed to break despite the high boot, the slip from Jagielka. To the advantage of Aguero. Here's Sterling. Tight, but he keeps it in, and De Bruyne is there! And it is dead level now as Manchester City mirror the first leg score, and Kevin De Bruyne keeps up his record of scoring in every round.
Well, it's a brilliant finish, and it's brilliant from Sterling. I wondered when the substitution was being made whether he was going to be the one. He's been fairly ineffective all night, Raheem Sterling, but this is the reason that Manuel Pellegrini has left him on the pitch. Gets to the bike. Wow, is that ball out? That may well have been out. De Bruyne doesn't care.
Goal for City to level the title aggregate.
Ball is out to me. Can you sympathise with the assistant? He's a long, long way away. And Kevin De Bruyne certainly didn't show any sympathy. Bullets the ball into the back of the net, and this tie is all level.
Well, huge controversy as Raheem Sterling appeared to have crossed that ball from behind the line. But Kevin De Bruyne not thinking, not caring about that, because he's got the goal now. That means yet again this is anybody's.
It's a real test of character now for Everton.
Barry's ball in. Romelu Lukaku. Kone was climbing but couldn't get near it. Cleared by Navas. Barry. Kone. Here's McCarthy. Baines. Kone. Baines have to pursue this against Clichy, but the defender always confident it would go out. Sterling caught there by James McCarthy.
Well, Tom Cleverley was the player that went to the referee and claimed that that ball was over the line. The assistant referee doesn't get anywhere near getting in line. It looks well out, doesn't it? De Bruyne smashes the ball in, but look at that, that ball is out of play, and poor Everton have been on the end of a poor decision, although I sympathise with the difficulty it would take in making that decision.
Scott Ledger was the man who would have had to make it from that distance, unless the referee had a better view himself.
It's a difficult one, it really is. Unlucky unlucky recently, haven't they? Everton, the offside goal against Chelsea, and now this. Doesn't rain, but it pours.
But then City, who already had their grievances about the first leg, would also say that Sterling should have had a penalty here in the league game between these two a fortnight ago. So maybe these things do even themselves out.
Well, that penalty wouldn't have got them to Wembley in the final, though, would it?
True. Here's Sterling. Manchester City with the wind in their sails again now. Cross blocked by Stones. He gets it away.
Well, we've got a grand finale on our hands here. We knew that it'd be exciting. Don't think there was any doubt this was going to be an entertaining evening for the neutral anyway.
And whatever the outcome for the neutral, it sets it up nicely for the final at the end of February as well. Either another all Merseyside final 32 years after the last one in this competition. Although there were, of course, two more Wembley finals between the great rivals in the 80s. Liverpool won both in the FA Cup, or City against Liverpool. And, of course, one of the high spots of Jurgen Klopp's reign so far was their victory here at the Etihad.
Well, either way, it's an enormous game that Wembley can look forward to on February the 28th.
Should be able to enjoy with us on Sky. Well, John Stones is the man who's given away the advantage he had from the throw-in, and it's now been awarded the other way. Sterling. Clichy. De Bruyne's flick. Sterling looking to get in behind. Funes Mori's the defender who deals with it.
Brilliant, read the situation wonderfully well for his team.
Here's De Bruyne. Cleared by Stones, but Fernandinho was onto it. Aguero with a layoff, but free kick's given. Probably can't believe it, but it has been.
And once again, it's such a huge gamble to play a ball like that. We don't see the ball inside from there, but obstruction from Cleverley. Fernandinho does well.
It's De Bruyne. It's against the wall. Fernandinho. Another deflection. Not as fortunate as the one that led to his goal, but it has led to a corner.
Yeah, this has all come about because there was a sloppy ball, dangerous ball, played inside from John Stones that got cut out by Fernandinho. He's invited pressure on his team here, the young man.
Jesus Navas with the corner. Cleared by Stones. Here's De Bruyne. Aguero! Sergio, the saviour again. Aguero riding to Manchester City's rescue as for the first time in this semi-final they are ahead on aggregate.
We spoke about him before the ball was kicked, didn't we? We said big games, big players, big moments, and he is as big as they come. Really, they clear the ball initially. Look at him, he just ambles out and he ambles out, and then as that ball is ready to be played in, he's interested. And as he goes, oh, he is just about onside. Wonderful ball, he gets inside John Stones, but admire the header. The header is world class. It's outstanding. He uses the pace on the ball and he guides the ball into the corner. It's absolutely world class from a world class player, and he's lucky to have him.
A substitution for Everton, number 5,
Seventh
John
goal
Stones,
in his last 7 games
was replaced by number
for
23,
Sergio
Seamus
Aguero.
Coleman.
You cannot put a price on what he offers to Manchester City, you really can't.
He's unbelievable, he is.
Well, Everton have made a change, and Seamus Coleman has come on for John Stones, slotting in the right-back role that Stones had been filling. At the point of Everton's greatest crisis in the tie, but it's still not over.
I hate to be the one to point it out, but it all came from a John Stones gamble of a pass that he played inside, it got intercepted, and from that moment, Everton never recovered. They were on the back foot, they paid the price.
Roberto Martinez has been defending his young defender and saying that of course he's not the finished article and that players of his sort shouldn't be judged really until they've reached 100 games. Still very much learning his craft, but his reputation growing with all the interest that was shown in him by Chelsea earlier in the season. Here's Aguero. Now David Silva. Raheem Sterling. Silva. Taken a quick free kick that was taken too quickly, and now Manchester City want to make a change and bring on Fernando, maybe to shore things up to see this game out for a little over 10 minutes that remains.
Manuel Pellegrini were wanting to have an effect. As the 2 substitutes he's made have had an effect, but in a different kind of a way.
City are going to be on to their 3rd captain for the night now that David Silva has left the scene. Pablo Zabaleta has got the armband.
By number 6,
Silva
Fernando.
is replaced by Fernando. So, blood around the nose of Ross Barkley. So Everton are, for the moment, down to 10 men. He's back from Nicolas Otamendi under pressure from Aruna Kone. Header on there by Clichy.
We do know Everton are a team, the strength is scoring goals, so this is not over yet.
De Bruyne. That's Jagielka. It's past Demichelis. We also know that Manchester City can be vulnerable at the back. They've conceded at least 1 goal in every single game in this competition so far this season.
This is the 7th time this season Everton have conceded 3 or more goals, and that is worrying.
Here's Lukaku. Kone. Well, City have used all of their substitutes, and that one in particular has had a real impact.
Well, I think Jesus Navas was the one that really set the tone in this second half, but De Bruyne benefits from, well, a poor decision, a difficult decision, but a poor decision. He doesn't make any mistake whatsoever. That brings the tie level, and then he produces this wonderful cross. There's still a lot to do for Sergio Aguero from the penalty spot. Buries it beautifully.
Kone. Barry. That's seen that one cross the line.
I just wonder, after this game, I wonder if Roberto Martinez has got any idea that that ball was out. Nothing he can do about it now.
There's Barkley. Now McCarthy. Baines. Baines with the ball in.
It's incidents like that, isn't it? The ball crossing the line, a goal being scored that only adds fuel to the fire of technology and using technology. Personally, don't think it can be used for everything. I don't think it can be used for penalties, because I think we all disagree so many times on penalties, but clear things like that, when a goal is scored, it can certainly be used for that.
Here is Sterling. Cleared by Jagielka. To Sterling. De Bruyne. Fernandinho. Of course, the one certainty now is that we won't have a penalty shootout here tonight. Another certainty is that yellow card for Tom Cleverley, who's just pushed his luck once too often.
Oh, I think this is born of pure frustration. You do get frustrated out there when things aren't going your way. Can't seem to stop the bleeding on Ross Barkley's nose.
He's already changed shirts 3 times, Ross Barkley. And they had to defend a free kick without him, but they've accomplished that. And they're looking here for the strength of Romelu Lukaku to produce some magic. Now Aruna Kone and Otamendi, a little reckless in diving in, and that's going to be another yellow card.
I don't know what he's complaining about. It's as clear a yellow card as you could possibly have. He gets done. It's a reckless challenge. Gives Everton an opportunity to get some quality into the penalty area. It's been quite some time since they've had an opportunity like this.
Well, don't forget that another goal for Everton would put the ball very much in their court with a second away goal. They would have to wait until the end of extra time to use that to their advantage, to make it count. Ross Barkley, who's scored their goal on the night, is off the field as they still look to stop that bleeding nose.
Used all the substitutes as well.
Baines with a kick, and it is dealt with by Fernandinho, back in by Baines. It's come back off Demichelis, and it carries. De Bruyne rather, trying to break free of Tom Cleverley. And De Bruyne plays it into Sergio Aguero.
I'm going to give the crowd credit here. When Willy Caballero had that ball, the crowd were baying for him. They spotted 2 Manchester City players who broke really quickly. They urged him to kick it, he did. And they're right up the pitch and they've got themselves a corner.
It's De Bruyne to take the corner. Aguero's there again.
That may have been an easier opportunity than the one he actually scored. The delivery from De Bruyne is just sublime. He steps in behind Leighton Baines, fancy his chances from there, wouldn't you? It's a let-off for Everton.
Barrett. Coleman. Here's Kone. In by Baines. And Caballero takes the pressure off.
The ball perhaps could have been laid a little bit further in front of Leighton Baines. Would have made it easier for him to pick across as it was. Had to hang it up a little bit. Made it easy for the goalkeeper.
It's a bitter night really for Roberto Martinez, because the goal that tilted the balance in Manchester City's favour shouldn't have counted because of the ball being across the line when Sterling crossed it.
Well, look at the three goals. First a massive deflection, then a ball that was over the line, and a brilliant header, to be fair, but it was a misplaced mistake of a pass that allowed the pressure to be on. All three very, very avoidable.
All plugged up and ready to go again. Ross Barkley set to come on. It's been another booking here for Leighton Baines. This is why.
Again, can't have any complaints.
Barkley up against Clichy. Coleman. Sterling was struggling to break free, but Aguero releases De Bruyne. Played against Funes Mori. He stuck to his guns. De Bruyne staying down. Fernando came in with a challenge. Reluctant to get back on his feet here, Kevin De Bruyne. Robles trying to help him to do that, but the referee has held up play so that he can assess exactly what has gone on.
Yeah, he's holding that right knee. It's just this challenge here. Oh, his leg goes right underneath him. That is a painful one. And I'll tell you what, if you're Manchester City, you hope that this is not serious, because that kind of incident right there, when the knee gets stuck under like that, those are the kind of incidents that lead to serious problems, and you can see that he's in absolute agony.
Well, City have used all of their three substitutes, he being one of them, and one who has made a critical difference here. But with so many important games to come,
the fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 5 minutes.
5 minutes of stoppage time has been added on.
That's from when we restart the game as well. Just see that yellow card again for Leighton Baines. Navas felt the full force of that. But the more concern, more pressing concern, is for Manchester City and Kevin De Bruyne.
Well, yes, this is a deeply worrying sight now. The stretcher is on, and this could have ramifications for far more than just this particular competition, with so many important games to come for City.
That's it. We spoke about 6 season-defining games coming up in a very short space of the time, this being the first of them.
To come here against Premier League pace setters Leicester at the start of next month, but the fact they're putting that leg in a brace purely as a precaution, hopefully, but it didn't look good the way that De Bruyne went down.
So a very, very worrying sign. But just when you see an incident like that, cringe, because you know it could be very, very serious.
Well, we can only hope that it's not as serious as it appears. That is a troubling sight for Manchester City.
And he's demonstrated, hasn't he, just what a player he is. Comes on the pitch within 5-10 minutes, he's had an enormous impact. A goal that shouldn't have stood, but nevertheless puts it away magnificently, and then produces just a wonderful, wonderful cross. It's got pace, it's got bend, it finds its target, and Aguero does the rest, as Aguero does. Let's hope that's not too serious.
Well, elation replaced by desperation, really, with the sight of Kevin De Bruyne going off in agony. So it's 5 minutes of stoppage time from now. And Manchester City playing out the game with 10 men. The weather having taken a significant downturn as well. It's pouring down here.
Tactically, they should really readjust now, Everton. They might as well just play with two defenders, picking up Aguero and throw the rest forward. That would be what I would suggest.
Here's Leighton Baines. Of course, if Everton were to strike, Manchester City would be playing an extra half hour with 10 men. Funes Mori has stayed forward. It's Tom Cleverley who's looking for an opening to work it through to him. Manchester City are going to have to stay really compact for what remains of this game. Navas stumbled, and then there seemed to be a swipe at him as well, which the referee has overlooked.
Well, the assistant was literally 2 yards away.
Kone up there against Clichy, and Caballero. That's a strange decision to come and somehow try and swipe it away.
Well, Navas is furious, fuming. He needs his team just to have a right go in these last 3 or 4 minutes. Like I say, Funes Mori is going to play up front now. No time for subtlety.
Today's City man of the match as voted
Well,
for
move
by
that
you
ball seemed to be
fans.
the message from Roberto Martinez to his team. We're looking at probably about 3 minutes left now of the stoppage time indicated because of the hold-up with that injury to Kevin De Bruyne. Here's Jagielka as Everton look to rally again and take this tie into extra time. Back from Cleverley. Cross by Baines. Funes Mori goes down.
Flags up.
Flag is up anyway.
And it's poor, it's really, really poor. Everton, the players, they must have seen Manchester City trying to get out. You've got to keep yourself onside.
First rains of Blue Moon, which maybe shows the increasing confidence that Manchester City are going to get there, but despite the clock showing 5 minutes of stoppage time having elapsed, there will be about 2.5 more because of the hold-up with Kevin De Bruyne. Pellegrini, who would become the first City boss to win this trophy twice if he was to pull it off. Navas's flick didn't come off. And is that going to be costly to a City team defending with 10 men and with Everton surging forward. It's Cleverley. Seamus Coleman. Cleverley. And McCarthy, again the flag is up.
That's the second time in a minute or so. Brilliant line held by Manchester City. This ball is prodded forward. Look, they get out really quickly and leave several Everton players offside, of which McCarthy is one of them. Frustrated he will be with all three goals. It could have been oh so different. And then you cast your mind back. Everton had a chance with Delafeu, didn't they, to get back in the lead and give themselves a little bit of a cushion. Didn't take it. Paid the price by the looks of things.
Is there a late sting in the tail here for Everton? Gareth Barry back at Manchester City, heading as things stand for a fifth semi-final defeat in this competition. That's McCarthy looking to pick out Aruna Kone, and he does. Now Barkley looking to engineer some room for a shot, but he's kept at bay, and City might feel now that if they can get this forward, they'll have done enough to get across the line. Zabaletta's tackled. Is there to be one last chance for Everton? No way through there though for Funes Mori. Martin Atkins has checked the watch, and 2 years after vying for the Premier League title with Liverpool, Manchester City will be vying for them with the League Cup at Wembley on February the 28th. Sergio Aguero getting what in the end turned out to be the decisive goal, but it is a bittersweet night for Manchester City because of the injury to the man who made the real difference, Kevin De Bruyne. After his introduction as a substitute, he got the second controversial goal that put the teams level on aggregate and then provided Sergio Aguero with the winner before going off with what looked like a horrible injury with the way he fell. And for Everton, it has been ripped from their grasp. Until that late goal from Aguero, they hadn't been behind in the tie. But who else should it be who would come up with a winner, Don, but that man?
Oh, world-class, outstanding, priceless to Manchester City. That's all you can say about him, apart from his goal. I mean, he's just absolutely brilliant player and a key to what they're trying to achieve here at Manchester City. Wonderful player.
Another night of frustration for Gareth Barry, his fifth